Yo, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Rush in the building. Yeah, you know what I mean? Getting ready to promote my side hustle, Rush Enterprise. If you are in the state of New Jersey, armed guards or unarmed guards, just hit up my business line. You know what I mean? And I get right back to you, man. The bigger the contracts, the more money we make together. You heard? Today we're gonna expound on girls trips. Will be going down. You know what I mean? In them girls trips, man. So I'm about to play these two clips. After I play these two clips, we gonna you know what I mean? Expound on this.
I got
Pull
you.
this shit up. Hold up.
The real question is what doesn't go down, nigga. Everything go down.
Man, oh, man. Man, so much
Everything
be
goes
going
down.
down, man, when they going on trips, bro.
They can live out their wildest fantasies.
Facts. Wait,
The
this better
crazy, the
load up
crazy,
real quick.
the craziest part is
Can
they got boyfriends and shit that
y'all
be
see
letting
the
them go.
image?
Nah, I don't see nothing right now. All
Yo,
right, I got it. I see it.
what about now? All
I
right,
see it.
bye.
Cheat on their man when they're on girls trips.
80%.
80?
80%, whether it's
I can't
married.
hear the shit. Right.
Sound went out. I heard when she
Yeah,
said
I
eighty
can't
percent,
hear
then
it.
it went out. It went out after that. I heard her say 80%, and then it went out.
Damn, at least you heard that. I ain't hear nothing. Yo, Russ, I can't hear nothing, bro.
Y'all didn't hear nothing at all? All
I didn't.
right, hold
I heard when she said
let me
80%, then
play
it
it
cut
again.
out.
Hold on. All right, hold on.
What percentage cheat on their man when they're on girls trips?
80%.
80?
80%, whether it's married, not married, or unmarried, entanglement, situationship, pimping, hoeing, whatever the fuck. 80%. Every time a bitch go out of town with their friends, they think they could get away with the most because you're not gonna come back home and tell on your friend. You're not gonna be like, hi, your wife cheated on you with 3 niggas in Miami Beach on spring break.
Lord have mercy. I might just stay single.
What percentage cheat on their man?
Yo, did y'all hear that clip?
Nah,
Yeah,
I didn't hear it. I ain't
I
hear, but
heard
y'all
it.
can go. I read what it said. It said what percentage of
I
women
heard it.
cheat. I think.
It came out clear for me this time.
Okay, hold on, hold on. Let me see. Let me see. I'll play this last clip and then we gonna get it in.
All right.
You know what? Like, my joint acting up, so we gonna expound on it, man. My first question for y'all is, right? Do you think it's a red flag if men allow their wives or girlfriend go on these girls trips? And if so, give me the breakdown on that.
Yeah, they ain't got no backbone. They want to do that, and a lot of men is desperate, so they do that to keep the woman around because they don't feel like they can get another one.
Okay. So, yeah, if you call yourself a wife, first of all, you ain't got no business on no girls trip, right? And that's just what it is. You're supposed to be going on trips with your husband. That's I can't see it any other way. If you would a like if that's your boyfriend, whatever. I guess it depends on the phase. And there's different dynamics for different relationships. So I can't say nobody. It's something that I would really not tolerate. But as far as some dudes, sometimes they be like, man, let me just get her out of my face. And then you gotta kind of know what type of chick you got in the first
Yeah,
place. Because if she trying to get out and get popping, that's what she gonna do. You can't stop that because there's too many dudes with a scarcity mindset that makes themselves extra available. So if she trying to get pounded, she's getting pounded. It ain't nothing me could do about it. Dudes will make it very convenient for you. They'll meet you in the car. They'll meet you at day spot. They'll rent a hotel. When you at work, it don't even matter. You could give a woman 20 minutes. If she want to slide, she gonna slide. Because us dudes, how desperate most of us are, we make it far too easy. So it's one of them
yeah,
things. If you worried about your female going to do something, that's not the reason to stop her, right? And I think most of us don't really take the time vetting these women to see what type of shit they on. I think that we should be looking at, is this the type of female that I want in my life in the first place? Not because she got a fat ass or some nice tatas or she just cute as fuck in the face or whatever. She got a no gag reflex. A lot of us will get caught up in those type of situations because we don't feel like we're going to find that again. But when it comes to living with a woman and her having to be responsible for bearing your children and all of that, we got a girl with a fat ass and that's about what she get. That's what you get. That ain't cool, right? I think we have to do way better in the vetting process to figure out what type of female we like, because I don't believe in forcing your will on any female as a man. I believe in you leading. I believe in her getting on your program, but it has to be a willing situation. When you start to force your will, you putting so much pressure on her, gonna squeeze her right out of your hands. So my whole thing is, when you looking at women in the first place, you should be like, you know what? She like going out. See what she do. See what type of shit she on. Don't tell her this
exactly.
is what you going to do and this is what you ain't going to do. See what type of shit she on off rip. If she goes ahead and she does things that you naturally appreciate, that's the type of female you want. But sometimes we just gotta not really give them too much direction at first, right? They gotta understand you in the lead, but you need to see what type of frequency they on before you even get involved.
Yeah, you gotta let them do what they want to do, so you see what they rather do. A lot of guys got a scarcity mindset, so they're trying to do anything just to keep her around. They don't got an abundance mindset, so yeah, you never try to stop her from doing it. You let her do it, so you know what she rather do. And I agree, Trav. You gotta vet women more. Like a lot of guys be rushing into relationships, they don't really vet them and see what they're all about.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that, man. Like me coming, because I come from a nuclear family. Throughout the years, my parents been together. I've never seen my mom go on a girls trip. Never. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
for it to be like a necessary thing for uh, a man to allow his wife to go on a girls trip is insane to me. You know what I mean? Like she for the streets, man. She going on girls trips like that, man. That's just my personal thoughts about it, man. Because I did a lot of
yeah,
traveling. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I done slid up on a lot of dudes, chicks and wives for them. out of town, man, out the country, man.
Yeah.
That's when they really get it popping. Like word is
And they
born.
mess, they,
So
they mess with the
you know what I
locals
mean,
too.
like the locals, yeah. I mean, yo, she gonna get down
I,
wherever she
I know
at.
what you're saying.
But like,
I
yo,
know
it
exactly
really
what
go,
you're
it
saying.
really go get what happened.
I know. I'm gonna let you finish that, but I got an explanation for exactly why that happens.
Okay. Yeah, but it really go down when they go on them girls trip, man. It's something that's intentional. Like this is what they do. Know what I mean, and if your girl's close friend is a bird, oh, you best believe when she out of town, she going. But yeah, go ahead,
Yep.
Trev Smoke.
Hey, so the reason why women will do that out of town is because a lot of these women are actual hoes in the first place, but they don't want to be held accountable for it. So when they
Exactly.
doing that remotely, they can slide with whoever every Tom, Dick, and Harry, and there's no accountability, no one to judge them because nobody
I
knows
was
them
just about
over
to
there,
say that.
and they come back to Jersey or whoever, and they Mary Poppins again. Nobody has the stories to tell. Can't nobody say they slid on your hoe? None of that. So that's why they are able to do that. So that's why when you go to tourist areas like a Miami, which I just came back from Miami last week. Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now. Yes, they with the shits. When you go to, like, for real, any tourist spot, Vegas, that's how they got that. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. They go into the tour mode is whore mode. You know what I'm saying? When they out here, that's the perfect place to do it because it's some people you never ever gonna have to see again ever, and you can get your shit off and go back home and be a wholesome woman again.
Yeah, I had an ex that went on a world dick tour. Shit crazy. She's traveled for work. You can't trust no woman that travel for work. That's the worst. You can't do it. And you're right, Trav. Like I was saying, they don't want to hoe where they home at. That's why. Cause they know, like back in the days, if you was a hoe and your community knew it, it was a wrap for you. It was over. That's why a lot of women back in the days when they used to strip out of town. They were strippers or something. They used to go out of town and strip and then come back home. Cause they can't let nobody find out that shit. They was finished. They ain't gonna never get a man. Nobody gonna respect them. They're gonna be looked at different everywhere they go. So that's why they try to go out of town or out the country and do what they gotta do.
In some, well, listen, back in the day, they used to stone 304s, and there are certain
Yeah.
cultures who still do. And I don't think we need to go to that extreme to hold them accountable. But I think the lesson is you should hold them accountable. I think they should be shamed. I don't think they should be accepted. But again, a lot of us dudes, shit, Rush just mentioned it. Here's the problem with it, right? And I know us as men don't really like to get into this angle of it, but can we hold ourselves accountable for helping to perpetuate the issue? Can we say that we are helping to perpetuate the issue? Which I'm certainly guilty of. I ran the numbers up at one point in my life, but I realized what I was doing, and that ain't really it. Because if we doing that, right? How could a hoe be a hoe if dudes ain't smashing? Is it possible?
No, you're right. But a
No,
lot of
it's
dudes
not.
give into the lust.
It's not. And it's not. Yeah, men are a part of the problem because we don't ran through these birds. You know what I mean? And like I used to move like I don't do that no more. You know what I mean? Due to my religious beliefs and all that. But at some point in my time in my life, I used to, you know what I mean, get it in. You know what I mean? And that's an issue too. You know what I mean? But the real issue is that chicks gotta control, have some type of self discipline too, and hold themselves accountable for moving the way they move, man. You know what I mean?
I think the solo trips are worse than the girl trips though, because they have zero accountability with that. They would just
I
do
feel you.
whatever.
I feel you on that. I feel you on
what?
that. But yo, if she go ahead, Trav.
The only reason I say that, right, because as men, I know me, I consider myself a leader as far as any woman that I'm with, right? Any woman who I encounter, she can't lead me. And in most cases, she can't even teach me, right? So I think we set the tone. Now, with that, us setting the tone, like if we most time we all know it, bro. If bro say, "Yo, I done just had this 3B, I had these two birds," they was going. We dapping each other for the most part, right? And we dapping each other. That's how we doing it. We like, yeah, that's what's up. For the most part, that's what I say. Majority of dudes, maybe 80% of dudes, that's what type of shit we on. So with that, right? We telling women like, yo, we trying to smash. And this dude say, we can't be hoes. We could be hoe makers. But if we hate hoes, why are we making hoes? It's the type, you know what I'm saying? I just want us to think about that sometimes, because I know that the females had a shit to do, but we set the tone. So if we can stop hoes from being hoes, period, by saying, you know what, nah, I'm not messing with her, unless she wifey material. If she ain't wifey material, we dodging her. Nah, women got to tighten up at that point.
Yeah, let me
They got to
interject real
tighten
quick.
up.
Let me interject real quick. We don't hate hoes. Personally, what I don't like about when these birds, you know what I mean, do what they do is they deceive niggas fronting like they virtuous,
Yeah,
but they really not virtuous. That I mean,
yeah.
so that's my thing on that. And let me shout out the super chats real quick. Yo, shout out to Sophisticated Jerk for the $10 super chat. Sorry I couldn't pull up. I'm out of town. You guys are cooking. Yo, I appreciate you, Mr. Jerk, man. Like, you're here by spirit, man.
What else,
Another
Sophisticated
one-
Joe?
Yeah, he got another one for us. Girls trips are just 304s in training camps, and yo, I agree with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Birdie's born.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, we don't
But,
really
yeah,
hate
that's just,
hoes. Yeah,
yeah, I don't hate hoes either, man. I mean, I'm
like
just aware on how they move, but you know,
yeah,
I just
it's
the
the
whole
one.
deceiving situation. I don't like it. Know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I've always been saying. It's not that we hate hoes. Hoes be actually the coolest people to be like cool with, whatever. Just never wife them. But the thing is, it's like the ones that pretend to be virtuous. They pretend to like sell you on purity, knowing they hoes. That's the ones like they doing just as bad as the hoes, like the upfront hoes, but they doing it behind your back secretly. That's when it gets crazy.
Let me ask you a question. If let's say if she a hoe to other cats, but that's supposed to be your main girl, and you find out she perpetrating the whole time, and you find out she a hoe, would you hate her then or no?
Nah, I wouldn't hate her. I leave her. I wouldn't hate her though.
Okay. Yeah, I would hate it. Fuck that. If I'm over here investing, no, real talk. Fuck that. No, look, and I'm gonna tell you why. Let's say I go ahead and impregnate Shorty. I don't put you in the crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm investing in you. I probably put you through school type shit or something, and I'm pouring into you. And then you betray me, and I find out that you really a hoe, and you made me wife you. Yeah, I hate that. I would hate you for that. I'm sorry. That's just me. That's how I would feel about it. If I'm investing my time, energy, and resources into you, and you betray me and trick me and make me find out you will hold a hard way, yes, I'll hate you.
Yeah, I don't think I would hate her. I'd be disappointed, but I wouldn't
I'd be
hate her.
disappointed, but I wouldn't
Like
hate
all
her. Like,
depends on the time
Yeah,
too. All
I hate
depends on the
that
time.
bitch,
If you
man.
if
spend a
anything, I
year,
would be mad
I
at
hate it.
myself for not peeping
yeah, not
that she
figuring
was
it
a
out.
bird in the first place, man.
Yeah,
I wouldn't hate her. Like, I'd be like, damn, she done got me. She done got me on the
I can't
okie
get
doke,
nah.
man.
You know what though? A lot of us gentlemen always say, you know what, we got to pay attention to the signs and all of this. But I got some hoes that's friends, and I'm gonna tell you right now, like they're good at it. It's extremely
yeah,
difficult to meet them. You're gonna meet their representative right away, and women can hold on to that for a very long time. And most of us men ain't savvy enough to catch how sophisticated some of these hoes are. They really good at it. They know how to really show you another side, and you will never know that other side of her exists.
yeah. You got to have some experience though. When you older, like you at our age, you know you understand women. You know how they move. When you younger, I think it's mostly the younger guys don't know what's going on. They're in the dark about a lot of things. But when you get our age, you had experience with women and stuff. You know what's what.
Yeah, let me ask, how old are y'all?
I'm 40.
I'm 41.
I bet. Yeah, I'm 46. So I believe in I believe in XP, right? I preach about XP all the time. But I think most of us, me personally, I learned the hard way. I got my heart broke a couple times in my younger years, finding out that women was ain't shit in certain instances, or they was 304s, whatever the case was. I learned the hard way. It wasn't like nobody pulled my coat and said, "Yo, this how you go." This how I was out there thinking that women was really like sugar and spice and things that's nice. That's the type shit I was talking like, and I'm thinking I'm about to go build a family with the first joint I met, and that shit was a horrible idea in the culture that I was actually released into. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Newark, major city. Y'all got to be familiar. It's like bullshit. You're gonna run into business that's just out here doing what it do. So
Yeah.
for when men run into them situations, they basically running into a bus, or they might be like what 20 something, 18, whatever, and this is your first experiences. When you trying to navigate in the world of relationships, you run into women like that. It changes you because you're trying to survive at this point. You want some type of companion or companions, and you adapt. And what it turns you into is some other shit. That shit, I feel like them first couple instances that I had turned me into a super villain, and it took me years to like kind of recalibrate and then understand like, okay, you ain't gotta be up on it like that, or like, not all these women are hoes, and you know what I'm saying. It took a lot of calibrating, and to be honest, some people who we grew up in a major city, so we gonna be more hip to a lot of shit, right? But a lot of dudes in these suburbs and just or who may not have that exposure, and it's something that you kind of got to be good at. You know what I'm saying? Y'all obviously know how to talk, y'all savvy, or else y'all wouldn't even be up here talking to the people. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot just for someone to be able to have the fortitude to be able to do that and not be boring and not, you know what I mean, put people the fuck to sleep or have people even want to listen to you at all. So that you got to take that into consideration that you probably not a regular cat. So from the dudes, your everyday average man, it takes a lot of training, especially you might have grown up in a good household and you could go into a situation in good faith and you still gonna be fucked up out here because these women gonna put you through the ringer, man.
Yeah, you got to learn about women early, but I think we all got that experience at the beginning with women, because we always sold the Disney fairy tale about how woman is sugar and spice and everything nice, like you said, and we all got our heart broken at one point, trying to, trying to be the good guy, and we realized that that don't work.
Do you feel like there's some dudes out here that
Yeah,
are
I mean,
perpetual suckers?
What happened?
Do you feel like there's some dudes
yes,
out here
there's
that's
a whole
perpetual
lot.
suckers that just don't learn
I
their
think
lesson
most.
There's a
because they'll meet
whole lot,
somebody who got a
man.
different tone to their
Yeah,
voice or might know how to hide it a little bit, and they'll be silly enough to tell the women how the last one did them dirty, and then they'll
oh
use
yeah,
that
yeah,
against them later on. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. There's a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
you
men
got
like
a
that.
yeah.
I think most men are simps though. I think most men are simps.
Yeah, I would say I don't want to say most, but there is a good portion of suckers and simps out there, man. Like,
Nah, bro,
you know,
it's a lot of them, bro.
yeah,
It's a
it's a good
lot of them,
portion.
man.
Yeah, it's a good
Just
portion,
look on the
man.
internet, man. Look in the comments. Look in the internet. It's a lot of them,
Yeah,
bro.
it's a
Look at
lot. Yeah, it's a
OnlyFans,
lot.
man. Look at the subscriptions. This is crazy. It's like they
Yo,
say it's like 82 million subscriptions on only like some crazy number.
yeah, that shit is
Yeah,
crazy, man.
I
All right,
believe
I
with
mean, I ain't gonna hold you. There's a surplus of suckers and simps out there,
right.
and
We all
yo,
agree
to
on
be
that.
real with you, they're messing up the game, man. I mean,
It's an
like,
epidemic.
you know, like, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, like, there's nothing you can do about it, man. It's like it's like the yin and the yang, man. It's I guess that's how you balance things out in this world, man. You know what I mean? Because not every
Yeah,
dude's
I
gonna
feel
be like us, like, you know what I mean, with the state of
as soon as
mind that we're at right
it's
now,
crazy
you
because
know?
with all this information out, you would think we would be making progress and reaching men, but I feel like things are getting worse.
Yeah, I mean, things are getting worse because of our social construct is changing, man. I mean, you know, I don't want to get all political right now, but you know, you got the binary people, transformers, niggas that's got their joints tossed with salads and all that. Like, that's a part of our social construct right now. Like, back in the day we was coming up, none of this was fruition. I mean, like, we didn't have
Nah,
none of these,
hell no.
we didn't have these problems what we got now, right now. I mean, but things are so
Yeah,
different that, you know what I mean, it changed to the point where things, it seems like it's headed towards a matriarchic type blueprint. I mean, in the states we live in now. Know what I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, that's
I
just what I
always
feel
said.
for now.
I always said we can, like, men. If men all came together and we had one standard, and we said we're not going to mess with a certain type of woman, things would change in like a day.
Bro, this is kind of what I
Yeah,
was
it
alluding
would.
to earlier. Real talk. Think about it. If we all had one standard and we all said, we ain't
Yep,
messing with 304s, if you're not a virtuous woman, you're not supportive, you're not feminine, then y'all getting eliminated out of the dating pool.
exactly. Imagine if Kim Kardashian woke up with one like.
Woo.
They'll go crazy. We don't pay no attention
Yeah,
to
they
none
will
of them.
go
Like,
crazy,
imagine
man.
that. Imagine if
Yeah,
all
they
those
will go
girls
crazy.
that's half naked on the gram and everything wake up with no comments, one like, and we just pay
And,
attention
and,
to
and
the woman
put it
that
like
respect
this: if
themselves.
they got rid of all the likes on Instagram, yo, that will humble a lot of these chicks out here, man. Because you know, a lot of times, man, these women are gassed up because of the likes they get on
Yep,
their pictures on Instagram. You know what I mean? But when they
they
head in
think
the
they're
real world,
celebrities.
they're not getting that kind of reaction towards men. I mean, they'll realize that. Yeah, I mean, you just a basic chick, you know.
Yeah, the social media created a monster. It made them like C-list celebrities.
Right. Right.
I totally agree. I totally agree with you on that, man. Um, my next question, right, for you guys, right? A dude that's in a relationship with Shorty, right, and he allows her, well, not allows her, but remains in the relationship after she goes on a girls trip. Would you consider that dude a sucker? And if not, break down the science on that.
Hold on, you want to take this rap?
Say it again, bro. A dude that's what? In a
A
relationship
dude
with?
Allow
that's
his
in a
girl to go on
committed
it.
relationship with a female, right, and the female goes on a girls trip,
Okay.
and she comes back and he still remains within that committed relationship with Shorty, do you think he's a sucker for staying in the relationship? If not, just break down the science on that.
Okay. So, all right. I'm curious to see how y'all feel about this part of it. There's such a thing as a woman's retreat, right? That's one thing. There's such a thing as a woman's retreat. And with that, I've seen some people do it for religious reasons or soul search, whatever type shit. So this is how I really feel about it. I think that it depends on what type of female you got. After you've been with a woman for so long, like let's say you've been married like 20 years or something, you might just want her to get the fuck out your face, bro. Um, like, you know what I mean? You just want to go on a spaceship somewhere and be like, man, let me get the fuck out of here. So it's like, what is she doing? Who is she with? I know Rob was saying before, like, yo, these if your friend got a if her friend is a bird, that's bullshit. But what if she's another married woman, right? What if she's already built that trust? What if you know what type of female you got? That in a situation like that, I would not see a problem with it. If they talking about they going to Miami to turn up or some goofy shit, then yeah, that's crazy. We going to party, we going to drink, that type of thing. No, I say fuck no, right? And I think that's what most people think of when they say girls trip. However, there's some females who might just go for fellowship. Sometimes I might go somewhere, or it might be on business, but I might take a bro with me or some shit like that. We're not going there to twist out a bunch of women per se, but we might be on business. We might be doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's nuance to it. I don't think it's a cut and dry situation. I think you have to know what type of female you got for one. If she's valid, then I think you should be open to it if she's earned that type of trust and she's proven to be that kind of an individual. But this is after really putting her through a tremendous amount of tests, right? And she's had to have been proven to be a virtuous woman. This ain't like some girl you just kind of met. But if you built that type of trust where you already know, and there's certain ways that you can figure out if you are to be able to trust a woman, which I'm not going to get super long-winded and go over that, but there are ways. Maybe later on in the discussion we'll talk about what I think are certain signs of that. But I think there's nuance to it. For the most part, I say no, unless you got one of them gems that has proven to be virtuous. To answer the question, then I would say yeah.
Yeah, I think in most cases, no. But in the situation where you know the girl, because we know what girls would do what, and when you have that experience, you know what girls is going. You can't trust like that, and who you could. But we wouldn't even get with the girl that we can't trust like that. That we shouldn't. But in most cases, I think I don't think you could do it.
I totally agree with you on that, fame. Like I mean, like I I couldn't do it. I mean, like you decide to go on a girls trip, man. I know what time it is, man. I done been around, man. It's over, finito. But I also understand where Travis coming from, because there are retreats where what if it's like a religious situation, whatever. They do have those where they all link up with all women, and they go over scriptures and all that. So yeah, that'd be cool. But anything outside of that, man, nah, it's a dub. We ain't
Yeah, that's what I
rocking.
said. That's what I
I
said. In
mean,
most cases, no. But in the rare case where you the one, a rare gem, then it's all right. But shit still do happen with them too, though. Because even if they don't mean it, it could be the right situation, right time. Something happens.
yeah, and like I want to expound on this, because a lot of dudes aren't even aware of this, man. So I kind of want to put some light to that, man, and help young men to stay sucker free out here, man. Because when a chick go on an all girls trip, man, you best believe it's going down, man. I done seen it, man. I mean, I done been a
And
part of
even
some acts of that too. Word is
And even
born,
if
man.
they don't mean to cheat, shit happens. Like even if they're not going there with the intention of cheating. Like I said, it could be the right time, right place, right guy, saying the right things, and something happens, and then you add liquor and stuff involved, and
No,
Yeah,
that's real. I
she
think I
definitely
think that's
going.
real.
Yeah,
That's
liquor
real.
involved.
The
She
only the
definitely
only
going.
reason the only reason why I could even say something like that, right? Because I got mothers, well, my mother, sisters, cousins, that's like that are seriously grounded by religion, whereas that type of thing is not in their vocabulary. That is like one of those clutch your pearls type situation. It's not happening, right? So, and I've watched my mom be like, yeah, me and the church, we go into such and such, and there was like a 0% chance that she was gonna go pop off. That's just, what I'm saying. That's just not in. That's not a thing. Like it can't happen. You know what I'm saying? It would be to us like if somebody said, "Yo, we about to go turn up and do like some rainbow shit." The chances would be like that, where like, nah, that's not what we do. You know what I mean? It's just that's how they felt about it. They had such a disdain for adultery and that type of lifestyle that it was like, nah, that's just not in my vocabulary. It's impossible for me to ever do that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, and those are the women who deserve marriage. Those are the women who are
yeah,
deserving of marriage, in all honesty. So and then yeah, but like I said, the party and shit, nah, man, that's how anybody who drinks, you should not be going out and then drinking away from your spouse because you now are impaired. And even if, like you said, it could be by mistake. Even if you aren't going to make an impaired decision, you are way more vulnerable for someone else
yeah.
to take advantage of you. So that's another thing. And if you aren't cognizant of these type of situations, then you will fall victim to it, and you have to take accountability for yourself being drunk in public in the first place.
And especially if you got girls encouraging you to do it on top of that. And women are hive-minded creatures. They don't want to. They don't want to feel like they ruining the mood or something. So they're gonna go along with it most of the time. But like Trav, and our parents, like what you saying, Trav, about your moms and them, like our grandparents and our mothers, they from a different time. It's different now. They're more encouraged to go out and live your life and cheat and live free, be a free spirit and all of that. Back then, that shit wasn't like that. That shit was
Um,
forbidden.
I'm gonna tell you, a lot of us. I'm gonna say this. Statistically, it's not that crazy. So if you looked at right now, within the last decade or so, teenage pregnancy is down. Believe it or not, um, they've they've had some hot in the ass women in that era too. They definitely had their little scallywags. I ain't going fraud, but there's still women who are grounded, man, who you could trust. It's less, I'll say that. It's definitely less. But there are some who are valid, who you could actually put your faith in, who deserve a hand in marriage. And again, I encourage us to, seek out those types of women. They don't always be the flyest, they don't always got the fattest ass, they don't always come in the forms that are visually appealing to us, but they be around. It's not nearly as much as there should be. We get it. I do think that the majority of women are messed up, but I think that once you start getting that XP, that discernment, and you put the work into yourself, you create much more access to those types of females, right?
Yeah,
So I think as the more we build ourselves as men, the more we attract those virtuous women.
yeah. I always said the 5, 6, and 7s are the best, the best of wife. The 8, 9s, and 10s are monetized.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean that's just how we move anyway. Like the chick that's an adjustable 7. I mean, she's more prone to
Yeah,
be
exactly.
agreeable. You know what I mean? The 8s and 9s, they tend to be sometimes a headache, man. You know what I mean?
And they all got
Personally,
sponsors too.
right. But my personal thoughts on this discussion, man. I feel like Shorty got to prove it to you, man. You can't give her that kind of trust, man. A man giving a woman his last name is a serious thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I feel like she got to be deemed worthy for that kind of commitment and loyalty, man. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Not any woman could just get that, man. And for what I've been seeing, my 41 years of living, man, majority of these chicks belong to the streets, man. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Just don't front
Yeah.
like you virtuous, man. You know what I mean?
That,
That's where
that that's the problem. Yeah,
I got a problem with it. I mean,
yeah.
what's
Just
wrong? You know?
if you're a hoe, be a hoe. Like just don't try to manipulate me. That's all.
You know what I mean? These hoes get love out here too, man. And your word is more, man. Some of these birds do be cool, man. You just can't wipe them up.
That's how I said.
You know?
Yeah, they just don't wipe them. They cool, just don't
Yeah.
wipe them.
Know what I mean? Now, my next question for y'all is like, what would you advise the youth on staying sucker free and being careful, wifing up chicks that got a high body count?
Ooh, yeah.
I gotta think about that one. What well, first of all, I would advise them not to involve themselves with them. It's hard now because a lot of chicks got their body counts is crazy, but dang. It's crazy because I used to lose a lot of women because of that shit. Because I wouldn't mess with a girl that had over 3 body count. I used to lose a lot of chicks. Like back in the day, like they tell me like, man,
So what? Listen, I'll do this. We'll never actually know what a woman's real body count is because they're not going to tell us. If this shit is high, they're going to just lie. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. First off, so I mean, all you can try to do is just listen and you watch. Don't cast judgment off rip, or at least, I mean, you're going to cast judgment, but don't ever let her know that you judging. I would never ask her because once she realizes that you care, she's already thinking about her answer like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I shouldn't. Because if they asked us, they're going to be flabbergasted too. I'm not even, if I said my number, that should be like, you'll be like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, I don't disclose my shit either, but I never ask. We could kind of have an idea of what the range is just by how she moving, but there's no way to guarantee it. Right. And these women, you can't, they taking these surgeries right now where they got reconstructive surgery and they burning their joint tight again. All
yeah,
types of crazy shit going on right now where they making it to where we just don't really know. And again, they could just lie their ass off. If they say, well, you know what, I only had like 2 boyfriends, these women be lying their asses off. And I know that because I have enough female friends who don't have any vested interest in lying to me. So they tell me the game and they tell me what they doing to these guys out here. And it's a fucking shame. Dudes would cry if they knew everything, and I'll be spilling the tea because that's like I think it's bullshit. Yeah, I'm snitching on bitch. Sorry, it is what it is. Not them specifically, but every game that I get, I'm putting homies onto it. That like whatever secret they tell me, I'm passing it to the bros. It is what it is, and I'm telling you right now, it don't make no sense to ask a female what body count is, because first off, she's gonna think you weird. Even though I don't think it's weird, she's gonna think you weird for asking, and she's gonna be compelled to lie. Your best bet is to try to get a guesstimate. Shit, ask her. I've had fun games where I would ask other type girls that are not my nobody who I'm dealing with what theirs is, and I would see how close that would be to my guess. So that's how I kind of got calibrated to. All right, she probably got about 7. Yeah, she got about 3. Just when you don't judge a woman, she's
tell you.
talking. Yes,
Yeah.
when they don't think you're judging them, because people don't really like to lie. They lie because they don't want to be held accountable for it. So in the beginning, a lot of dudes try to come off like they like no nonsense and structure, all that shit. All you're gonna do is scare her off, and she's just gonna know, all right, I have to be a certain way around this person. So she's just gonna fake it in front of you for as long as she can tolerate, and then leave your ass anyway. So your best bet is to kind of chill out. It doesn't mean you let them run over you or take advantage in any way or tolerate bullshit, but you just let them talk sometimes. You listen, and she's going to go based on your reaction. Work on your poker face, gentlemen. You should be able to talk to her, and when she says something wild, you got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, all right, you know what your poker face is supposed to look like, because when you don't react, and then you might say like you did some wild shit to her, like she got no way to, you're not judging it. She's gonna be like, oh, okay, damn. Because they would actually like to tell you the truth. They would like to talk to you.
Yeah.
And if you have some friends that are hoes, then you find these secrets out. But the person who you choose could be the same way if she doesn't feel like she's going to be penalized for you judging her. And that's the same reason why these 304s go to these specific destinations to do their shit. Not because they're not hoes, because they don't want to be held accountable for it. They don't want to be judged for it. And that's the main thing. When you don't judge people, that's all the females want. They just don't want to be judged. Then they'll be truthful. So as long as they don't feel like you're judging them, then you will get a lot of truth out of women.
Yeah, I feel like eventually they tell on themselves. That happens all the time. Like eventually they tell on themselves, and their actions is going to tell you what they're about. Because even if we're not going to never know the exact number, but you can know if she's a hoe or not by the way she act.
Yeah, you'll get a range. You'll have a range.
Yeah, most definitely.
You don't know a number, but you're going to know what she is, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's based on her behavior patterns, man. You'll know if she a bird by her behavior patterns. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just need to know her.
You'll know the patterns, man. Word is born.
Yeah, I don't need to know a number. I just need to know hoe or not. That's all.
Right.
Well, personally, me, like, I ain't wifing up a chick unless she got a hymen, man. She don't deserve a diamond if she don't got a hymen. Word is born, man. Now,
in an ideal world, that's gonna be hard to find. But
what you snatching up? Yo, they losing it at like shit, anywhere from like 14 to 16 now. So good luck with that shit, bro.
Nah, they coming out the womb without it. It's over,
man,
bro.
I ain't scared to die alone, man. Come on, man.
I hear you.
But that's real though. You should, as a man, you shouldn't be afraid to be alone though.
Right.
That's why most of
and you know what? That was the standard before.
Yeah, that's why I was saying.
Virgin.
Yeah.
That's why you were dressed in white.
That's what
exactly.
The white dress represent for purity.
Purity.
And, you know, a lot of these bros, man, they're not pure, man. They done been ran through, wearing
white
man.
dress.
Yeah, they need to go down with a black dress.
Yeah. I mean, that's just my personal opinion, man. I mean, a lot of dudes don't agree with what I be saying, you know?
No, I agree with it. I'm just saying, I agree with it in an ideal world. Like that's what how it's supposed to be. But I'm just saying that's going to be very hard to find in 2025
in America.
Yeah, it's like find a needle in a haystack, man. Know what I mean? But
worse.
Oh well.
You gotta go to the eastern. You gotta go to the eastern countries for that.
Yeah. No, you
Yeah, you
right,
got
man.
to
But
you got
I
to
ain't
pay
pressed on it like
pay
that. I'm just
dowry and
saying.
you got to pay dowry and shit, bro. The father got to give her
Like,
away.
Yeah.
like back in the day.
These women
Yeah.
don't value the women in the Western. They don't value family. They don't value love. They value freedom, and that's it.
Right.
Why you think it's like that though, fame? Like why you think they don't value the old school traditions?
Because that's what they indoctrinated with. They indoctrinated with, they don't need a man, they don't want family. Live your life before you have a family, and then they wait till it's too late. Their nature tells them that later on, like, you need a family and all that, but they don't want that. I feel more men value relationships now more than women.
I do too. I do too. You know what I mean? And it's a shame, man, But it is what it is, man. Most of these chicks are for the streets, man. I ain't gonna lie to these niggas out here, man. If you dealing with a chick right now, you best believe she done been ran through, man. Word is born, man. Ain't ain't no
Yeah.
ain't no chick box brand new, my nigga. You know what I mean?
Nah, you're not
Especially
ripping off the
if she's from
plastic
a
from
big
nothing,
city.
bro. You ain't ripping the
Especially if she's from a
plastic
What
big
from
happened?
city.
nothing. I said you
Yeah,
I
ain't
said,
ripping off
yeah.
the
especially if she's
plastic
from
for
a big.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yo,
If she's
my
from
bad,
Miami,
y'all.
New York, LA, all those the big city, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
totally
And
get
to
feel
money.
you.
answer your question, I know you were asking what do you think that was responsible for that? I would say this perversion of feminism, right? Because that's when we really started to see a shift. That's when women were encouraged to not be uh, part of the family. Don't be enslaved to a man and all of this extra shit. You need to be independent. You need to be sexually liberated. That shit don't even sound right. Like when
Yeah.
you think about the concept of it, what is it that you're actually promoting by telling a woman that she needs to be sexually liberated? These dickheads who were transients, would you tell that goofy shit to your daughter to be sexually liberated? What does that
Yeah.
mean? That means 304. Translation, they promote that type of shit. They promote all of this nonsense that we ended up having right now and made it seem as if this evil patriarchy that protects you and runs the world to make it so you are living in a posh, safe place is evil now, and you are suppressed by the evil men who have made life so easy for you that you still find a problem with it. Um, yeah, I think that's where we started with the bullshit. And I think that social media has further exacerbated the issue because people don't have attention spans and it's all coming from one place, right? Before, I don't know if y'all are old enough to know when you went and traveled to somewhere else, people talked different, people had different terms, people wore different clothes, people had different styles. Now it's like anything goes anywhere. Everybody, if it's a wave, everybody in the United States and more are all on the same type shit. We have this singular thinking that right now where everybody's on this like we're all communal thinkers now. We all like, okay, is this okay, this is like everything, and we can't hold anybody accountable for shit either. It's wrong to hold people accountable, it's wrong to shame people, and when you have nobody to pull your coat and tell you what you're doing is bullshit, then that means you're allowed to do anything. And when they're promoting the madness, it's multifaceted, but it's an awesome plan. If I were like an evil guy trying to ruin the world, I would have did exactly what the fuck they did between the music industry, between the entertainment industry, between social media and what it is they actually push harder in the algorithm. They can promote anything and make anything pop at any moment by pushing the fucking button and pushing it in
Yeah.
everybody's face. Easily at any point, who the people who pulling the strings can make anything pop and anything stop. And if you speak loud enough about righteous shit, then you're gonna be picked off like the ones you saw before.
Yep. And they market it to women purposely because they know they hive-minded creatures and they know that they're gonna soak it in more than a man would. So they try to get to the woman first. That's why the serpent went to Eve. So, and
Weakest link.
I think, yep, that's why they know that the woman to fall for it. And they taught that men are evil now. That's why you got all these goofies talk about there being in the woods with a bear over a man.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, both of y'all on this, man. I feel like I don't feel like, but I know like leftist feminist movement do. Uh, we do have to factor that in. That kind of like destroy the minds of these young women now. Know what I mean, it makes them feel it's okay not to have a family. It's okay to pursue your own dreams and not to submit to whatever male they're dealing with. Like it's just like one thing I'm noticing, man, with the youth now, like they're real big on being more what's the word I'm looking for, man? Like rebellious. Like they look at taking orders is a bad thing, and it's not. Taking orders just shows that you're disciplined, not in the sense of you being a sheep, but yo, this protocols you gotta go by for things to work good. Now I mean, you can't be a good leader if you don't know how to follow. You gotta be a good
Mm.
follower, then you transition to becoming a good leader. And I feel like the youth, period, not just women, the youth, they dismiss that, 100%. I mean, and I think that's why we headed to self destruction, man. I feel like this country is headed in a self destructive path, man, because of that, man. Know what I mean, and
Yeah, we need to bring shame back too, because men still get shamed. It just the woman not getting shamed no more. Women are free, but men still get shamed. Like we still gotta live up to our standards, but the women don't.
So
yeah, that's 100% facts. Like, yeah, like we're definitely
If we
held
get
to a
if we fuck
high
up, we get called
regards to
out.
get things done in a particular way.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
we fuck up and do something, we
yeah, we
get
get
called
called
out
out.
for it.
Yeah,
For men,
let me
women, society,
yeah,
everything.
that's a
But if
fact.
a woman does it, it's totally different. They can get away with
let
it.
me let me ask you this: what do you think is the catalyst for women, aside from feminism, right? Because that's a major part of it. But I think there's another major catalyst for women demonizing men, not having respect for men, not trusting men, and then just thinking that our intent is nefarious as a whole. What do you think, aside from feminism, is the root cause of that?
I think it's men with bad intentions and simps.
You think Simpson
And I think
is why women
yeah,
don't
a
trust
lack of
men?
masculinity. I think a lack of masculinity. That women don't trust men. I don't think they trust a lot of men to lead. And then I think
So
there's a lot of women that's been hurt by men with bad intentions too.
got it. When do you think that this uh, deep rooted hatred begins? When
When
do you
did it
think it
begin?
begins? When do you think it begins? When do you think that women come out of the womb hating men or have a
No, no,
disdain
no,
for
no,
men or
no, no,
I
no,
distrust
think
no,
men?
it's
no.
something
When do you think it
it's taught
It's
to
starts?
them.
learned. I think it's learned behavior. I think it's learned behavior over the
Yes,
time. Over time.
But
yeah,
when does it start? When
Maybe
they're 5, when they're
maybe
20?
nah. Probably mid to late teens.
yeah, in the mid teens. That's when their insecurities start kicking in. Like when they turn like 12, 13. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's before that. I'll tell you where I think it starts.
Okay.
I think it starts when there's an absence of a man in the home. And if you don't have an example of a male role model, right? A father, uncle, some man to offer that structure and discipline, I think that's when you start getting the birth of these 304s and stuff. Or let's say like your baby mother or something, like she doesn't allow you to see your children and she demonizes you. Oh yeah, make sure you don't need no man. They ain't shit. Yeah, your father ain't shit. This type of thing, that development in your early years, to me, is what makes it so irreversible. Because I think that our cognitive abilities are capable enough once we're even teenagers, right? A lot of things you could understand, but when you're influenced that early as a child, I think that that's where it starts in many cases. Because if you don't have a positive role model in your household, why would you think that they are even why they even have a purpose? If you were told from the beginning that you don't need them and they ain't shit, or maybe you saw them beat your mom, or maybe you maybe you just weren't there at all, and it could have been for reasons where she just got mad, you ain't want to be with her no more, or whatever. But either way, she's going to demonize you to the child. I think it's the same people who are creating these simps and all of this shit, but I think it's more deeply rooted than the propaganda in the streets. Because one thing that I would say is I'm confident my children will never be like that, even though they are exposed to all this influence because I expose it to them rather than the children around them, right? But all of that shit is going to be noise on the outside, and why I say it's going to be noise on the outside is because what I've instilled in them in their impressionable years is irreversible. So I think that that's where it really starts in the childhood. But then the question is, if that's the case, in the name of being solution based, what do we do to rectify that issue? That's if y'all agree with that concept.
No, I agree with that because as a child, like somewhat, it could be that too. Because as a child, your mind's a sponge, soaking up a lot, soaking up everything, and it kind of sticks with you. And that's how son husbands are made too. That's where simping starts too.
Right. So how about the females? Do you feel like to be realistic too as to how they develop these deep rooted issues with men?
I think that plays a part. Yes, I
Yeah,
agree. I
you
think
can
that plays a
factor
part.
that in. Yeah, you can factor that in. You can factor that in, and I agree with you on that because it's important. It's important for the father figure to be around the kid so that way it could be fully developed and be able to able to have the ability to contribute to society. Know what I mean? And they did a case study. I mean, not a case study, but there's stats on this where it shows that between a male and female as single parents, if it's the father, it's like a higher percentage that the kid gonna turn out to be productive. But if it's raised by a single mother, it's a high percentage that he gonna be behind the wall because
Yeah,
you know what I
they're gonna
mean.
be a delinquent.
And this is why it's important for a female to choose. Well, not female, for a man to choose the right woman because she has the most important job out of everybody. She's feeding
Yeah,
she's feeding your kid knowledge, man. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
she's a grimy individual. Guess what? Your kid gonna grow up to be grimy because the kid is the mother is the first thing that the kid sees. So whatever
yeah,
if she's a good person, the kid gonna turn out to be a good person. If she a
yeah,
grimy individual, the kid gonna be growing up grimy because you know what I mean. She feeding them knowledge on how to be wicked. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's why
So
you gotta
yeah,
instill your wisdom into your woman so she can instill it into the kids.
right,
But
right.
I
Right.
think both parents. That's like the divine order. But I think both parents are needed, man and woman. The nuclear family that's the most important thing. I think you need
Right.
a balance. The child needs
Yeah,
a balance
I
of the mother
believe
and
so
the
too.
father.
But 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 if a kid's raised by a single father, he it's like a high percentage that the kid gonna turn out better than the kid that's raised by a single mother. Yeah, I mean they did a
This
case
is
study
true.
on this,
I've
and the
done
stats
I've done
show that
some
too. I mean,
now you're correct because I did some deep research and I've done a lot of extensive videos on what that's about, and just anything from 70% of inmates are the parent of a single parent household. We
Yeah.
understand that, and that usually in the all of these, I mean, whether you're going to be a successful in your own relationship, whether you're going to graduate college, whether you're going to be on drugs, be
A runaway.
self-deleting thoughts, all of those things, right? So every metric that separates you from being an outstanding human being to a complete degenerate is affected by you having the father in the house, for sure. We know that. There are your outliners, right? Your outliers. You got you got Obama, you got LeBron James or Jay-Z, all these guys, no pops. But is that the norm? Hell no. Those are outliers. So I don't think that it's a death sentence per se because I don't want to do that. But what I would say is that if you are alone and you are a single mother, because there's some gentlemen that might be listening right now that would say, "Well, damn, that's why I suck, man. I might as well say fuck this. That my pops was never there." I don't want people to be discouraged. What I'm saying is that if that is the case, I want you to work way harder to compensate that right? Because there are things that are missing. And I think that you should try to get mentors for that young man, somebody who you have vetted that you know is positive, that you can kind of work together with. I don't mean just throw him off to somewhere with the cat, but it means that you need to work collectively with a positive male role model who's willing to put bro up on game.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
I agree on that too. Um, Yo, my next question for y'all is right. What advice would you give to a young lady that hold on to the leftist feminist ideology and push back on marriage and having kids? Like, what advice would you give to that young lady?
I would tell her to focus on family younger instead of focus on the career and everything like that. That feminism is going to lead you down the wrong path. Later, you're going to be it leads to depression.
How young would you say a woman should be married? What age do you think a woman should be married?
As soon as she be an adult, about around early 20s.
Early 20s. Would you tell your daughter to do that? Early 20s, get married.
I would tell her to focus on finding the right man.
Okay. What age do you think
Not
she should actually have tied the knot by?
around early 20s. I would say early 20s.
All right.
No, not
So
wait later. I wouldn't tell her to wait later. I would definitely say that.
okay.
If we're realistic, I'll tell her to, find, but it gotta be the right person, not just anybody, but you find the right man.
Okay. So I get that, right? Do you think she should be married to somebody that's her age, older, younger, what?
Slightly older.
Like 5 years, 2 years?
Five would be good.
Okay. All right. So you're saying a man should be married roughly 26, 27, and a woman should be married within like about 22 or whatever. It's easier now on the internet, so you can meet these people within a specific age bracket and all of that. I get that. Now, I've heard this concept a lot, but I've done some deep diving and research on it, and there's something that they refer to as the Goldilocks age,
Hmm.
meaning from 28 to 32 is the Goldilocks age. If you look that up, it'll show you statistically people who are married within that particular time is the optimal time to get married, right? It could be because women who are getting married in their earlier 20s are failing more than people within our Goldilocks age. If you go higher, then you're also failing, right? So I think the closer you are to that Goldilocks age bracket, the better. I think that some women are ill-equipped, and it's going to vary. It's going to vary per person, but I think we have to understand the nuance. If we're going to advise young ladies, then we have to understand the nuance that your average woman isn't equipped to be married at that time. Her surroundings are telling her that she need to be having hot girl summers and shit like that. If it's a woman, because other cultures they're able to do it. If you look at the continent of Asia, they can get arranged married to a motherfucker they don't even know. They
Yeah,
can
they marry early.
they can be married early as hell, and it works. And in Babylon, it doesn't work, right? So
Yeah.
we can't. Our rules have to be adjusted according to this bullshit that we are exposed to in our environment, right? Just like for me, like certain instances, if I'm in Singapore, do I think I need to be strapped? No. In New Jersey, if I go to Philly right now, do I need to be strapped? Certainly, and I will be, right? So it's just it's like knowing what your environment is and prescribing according to that. I don't think there's any particular hard line that is guaranteed to work. I think that we can get to a point where that earlier age is better because you can build and grow with someone. But unless you have four parents who have did such a great job that they've instilled family values hard nosed into these particular children, then it probably won't work out that way. When you're talking about most of marriages are failing, and right at this point, I'll be investigating like a demon on why this doesn't work, right? And it's a multitude of reasons why it doesn't. But I start to look at things, a lot of talking points, whether it be ages, whether it be, the 304 thing, or whether it be the absence of a father. All of these things I start to look into to see what we can improve on, what may be a possible prescription, and is there nuance in some instances? Does it mean that I need to talk to this particular individual and look at their story to see what might work for them best? Because I think there is nuance. I think there's career path, this and this and that. I think they should start to meet people very early. I want to know, what? I don't want to derail the whole shit, but I got a question I really wanted to ask y'all.
Go ahead.
Okay. What do y'all think? Because another thing that
No, keep going. Keep cooking. You're cooking right now. Keep cooking. Don't stop.
I bet. What do y'all think as far as men? What should we tell our sons as far as them to obtain XP and body count? Do we think that our sons should have a few women under their belt before they get married so they don't get ran over? Do y'all believe that's a thing?
I think men need experience with women. I don't think women need the experience, because I think they can learn from the man if they got a good leader. But I think men need experience with women before they actually find the one.
Got it. So do you feel like that's up to and including sex?
Not necessarily, but it'll play a part in them knowing it, because if you're good with women, that's gonna naturally come if you're messing around a different woman. But I don't think men should give into their lust like that.
So if men are looking for the answers, right, and they needed a hard-nosed answer, should I smash a couple broads before I decide to tether myself to a woman for the rest of my life?
I don't think it all depends on the man, though. I don't think it's necessary for a man to be a hoe out here running through stuff. But I think it wouldn't be a bad thing either.
So what would you advise if you had to? What would you tell your son? Would you tell him, all right, you should probably, if he asks you, Dad, how many times do you think I should familiarize myself with sex? I have no idea. How many times should I familiarize myself with sex before I decide to wife a woman up? What would you say?
That's tricky, because I won't put a number on it. I don't think there's a specific number you would put on it, because I don't think you have to do it. Because I don't believe in being whoremongers either. But go ahead.
Yeah, let me say this before I get to my answer. I'm gonna give a build up before I give you my answer. One, most women are not attracted to men that don't get bitches. That's number one. Two, it's kind of dangerous to move in a way to be having unprotected sex in this day and time. I mean, you see what's going on in Texas. You see what's going on
Atlanta.
It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's nasty work right now. Due to my religious belief, I wouldn't encourage my son to have a lot of sexual partners, man. I mean, if anything, I would advise him to hold himself off and link up with the right chick that's a virgin. You know what I mean? And do it the right way. You know what I mean? That's the kind of advice I would give it to my seed, because I would want him to make it to the pearly gates. You know what I mean? So in order for you to make it to the pearly gates, you got to be born again and you got to follow the laws of Yah. You know what I mean? And I think that's the best advice I think I could give to my own seed. You know what I mean?
So you would say zero.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
See, I can't put a number on it.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I would put a number on it if I said
hold on. I say zero because I'll be expecting him to find a chick that's a virgin. You know what I mean?
Look, I'm here to tell you I wholeheartedly agree with that, and this is based on data again. It's not just men or women. Statistically, in general, most the the lower the body count, just like women, it's the same applies to men. Is it as detrimental to men? No, but the numbers state that if they also have zero, they are extremely
Yeah, high.
likely to have a uh, a long lasting marriage. So I would say that. Now, would I say he should be a virgin with a woman who got XP? She running it up. She like level 99? No, we can't do that because she's gonna kick his ass, bro. She's gonna run circles around, bro, and she's gonna ruin his life and probably create a supervillain. So
Yeah.
I think ultimately we should have the goal for our children to be zero. It should be.
Of
And
course.
I'm not here to push back too crazy on anybody who thinks differently. This is just what I think. And this is what I would encourage my children to do. And think about it. Now, let's say we did that. If we told our daughters zero body count, we told our sons zero body count, is it possible for 304s to exist?
No.
Right. Bang. And if we took on that type of mentality, then we start winning because you already know. I heard you mention nuclear family before, and people who have nuclear families tend to have a more close-knit society. They're more successful. Their businesses are more successful. They understand family values and they have that support system. And I think that the nuclear family was the foundation to building a stronger community, building a stronger society. And you know what I'm saying? Like I think that if we was able to tap into that, then we would be poised to be the top contenders in this
Yeah,
space.
that's wishful thinking, though, bro. Like
Right.
for that to happen, but to everybody, we got a lot of work to do.
Right. So let's say it doesn't happen
So
to
much.
everybody because
Yeah.
there's nothing is absolute because they got some Asians, some whites, some everything else that is like fucking the game up too. We know that. But look, do you think it's possible that we can move the needle? That we could
Yeah, I think.
increase? Do you think that it's possible we could change the narrative on us being the bottom? Do you think that you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we control the culture, right? People from all over the world. We are originators as far as the culture. We are it as far as the inventions, right? How many things that black people made up as far as um like even our look. I know we have some things that we um mimic from other people, but when you look at who's getting these surgeries, what type of shit they doing, a lot of that is looking like if between the lips, between the hips, between they trying to look like you know who. So what I'm saying is that we are admired. It's just not in the right ways. But I think that um, a lot of people understand what's going on, and a lot of people fear what could happen. There's so much that people have done to destroy the community where you got to be double time to stop it. If you look at like I don't want to go geopolitical on y'all, but if you look at what's going on, anytime there's a war, anytime there's a major leader who goes down, it's usually because they were trying to unify, they were trying to get rid of the dollar, they were trying to become independent. We saw it happen. We saw Black Wall Street. We saw how many times we got flooded out. We saw everything that people have done because they understand the power that we actually have. They've been mind fucking us thinking that we don't, but we actually do. And if we are able to really galvanize and start getting on some other shit, everybody else is going to be, they're going to see tail lights.
Yeah, it's hard to get everybody on one page, though. That's gonna be that's an uphill battle. I'm change could come though, definitely, but it's gonna be because you're fighting against so many different medias and everything. So it's gonna be it's hard. I hear what you're saying. It's like it's a lot of work.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's a lot of needed work, but it's a lot of work.
Yo, salute, Caveman. This is my boy Caveman pulling out.
What's up,
Yeah,
what's
we
up?
responding on
What's up?
women going on girls trips and all that, and how there's a lot of infidelity goes on. You know what I mean? And women going to their girls trip. You know what I mean, cheating on their counterpart. You know what I mean,
Getting their back blown out.
if you want to expound on that for a little bit, yeah.
No, for sure. You know, I mean,
I can't hear him.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it's a little low, but we can hear you. I mean, I can hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I can hear it. Oh.
It's just
Yeah.
low.
But I mean, yeah, what you just mentioned is totally true. You know, a lot of women, they'll go have their fun, you know, while their guys are at home. And it's pretty common, you know. It's kind of sad, but it is common where, you know, a lot of women, they'll use girl trips, they'll use any way that they can just to get what they want. And they're usually with guys that they don't even want to be with. So it sucks for the guy, you know, and you'll know who you are in a lot of cases based off of how the girl treats you, you know. So if your girl is on you, she's constantly wanting to know where you're at, she's always showing you affection, these are signs that more than likely she's going to be good to you in that sense. You won't be.
Y'all can hear it? I can hear nothing he's saying.
Can you guys hear?
It's coming through on my end.
Oh,
Rush,
damn,
you
I
can
can't
hear
hear
him?
nothing.
Rush, you can hear him?
But yeah, you know, so yeah, on this topic.
Yeah, I can hear him.
There are a lot of times.
Yeah, I can't hear nothing. That's just mute.
When you hear everybody else?
Yeah, I can hear everybody. I just can't hear him.
Damn.
Check to see if I'm muted on your end.
He looked like he cooking though. He like he's going off. I don't know what he's saying, but like he's going off.
He said he looked like he's cooking.
But yeah, guys, like that's
Damn, I can't hear him. Why is it?
And you know, like I said, the way a woman treats you, that's gonna identify whether or not she's doing a lot behind your back or she's faithful. And many guys, for whatever reason, they can't identify it because they don't have that much experience with women. So it's like you can't identify something you don't know or you're not aware of. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yo, I'm gonna pull up well, it's not a question, but it's a statement from the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And hold up, I gotta wait for it to pull up. It says most women are manipulative. They don't deal with men they can't control, but they have sex with the uncontrollable men.
Yo,
It's
I
the
always
way
say,
it is. Like I want to get your perspective on this from all you guys, man. Like, what are your thoughts on this statement right here?
Yo, I always say that women get with the temp, but they get with the temp. They get with a nigga that's gonna let them pee in peace. Dang, what's that? Mad static. But yeah, they get with the simp, the nigga that's gonna let them cheat in peace, so they can get with the other guy, the guy they actually want.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do now. So they got the safe man at home that's gonna let them do whatever, so they can have the guy they actually want on the side. That's what most women are doing now. So they have the best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. Yeah, well said. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. They have the guy that's security, and then they have fun with the guy that's, you know, uncontrollable, as was stated in the comment. You know.
Yep. A girl trip is nothing but a dick tour. That's all it is. They going on tour. They doing dicks.
Yo, yeah, 100% facts, man. You know, and you know, a lot of dudes they're naive to thoughts of their woman going on a girls trip that they're planning to commit adultery. You know what I mean, like they plan on stepping out the relationship or marriage. You know, like a lot of dudes is naive to this, and it's a common thing. And I want to ask y'all another question, right? What are your thoughts? If a dude's committed to a female, right, and his chick go on a bachelorette party, what's your thoughts on that? Talk to me.
That's not commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank. You know, if you have a woman that's gonna insist on going to a bachelorette party, she's gonna have her little fun, and a lot of times you don't even know what the hell is going on in those type of trips or those type of events, which you do know. you know, as the guy in that relationship, you're hoping that, oh, she's just going to have some fun. It's going to be her little one night to herself, and then we're going to be married and whatnot. Nah, she's just going to do her. You're going to be, you know, you're going to end up, it's just going to be some nasty work. We'll just say it like that. And, you know, these type of committed relationships, it's the illusion. A lot of women, they'll sell purity to the man that doesn't understand what they're doing, you know? So if you are being told as like a nice guy, a good guy out there, that you're the security blanket, that, oh, you know, I'm just having fun with my girls, or I'm just going to go to this black bachelorette party, you know, and it's just going to be great. And then afterwards, we're going to get back to our marriage. Like, what do you think she's doing? You know, it doesn't take too much. You don't need that much insight in order to tell that something's not adding up there, you know? So anytime a woman's committed to you, most of the time it's going to be based off of how she treats you, the amount of time and attention she's giving you, right? Because even in basic relationships, if you can't get a hold of your girl whenever you need to, probably a problem there, you know? Like that, it's not like, even if she has a job or something that's important going on in her life, for her man, for the man that she actually wants, she'll put that aside because you're that important, you know? And a lot of guys don't realize that. Like right now, my girl could be at work, and if I call her, she's going to get on that phone, you know? She'll just tell whoever she's with, hey, my man is calling, or hey, I got something real important. I got an important phone call to take. And it's that simple. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to be on the phone all day, but it just shows you that when you have access to your woman at all times, that's when she's committed.
I think for the dudes that's just sitting back
Yo,
at home.
Yo, she
Right?
what happened?
Oh, I was saying,
If the
for
girl
the
got the mindset to, if the girl even have the mindset to want to do those things, I wouldn't even be with her. And a girl that really likes you, she's not gonna want to go to a bachelorette party. She's not gonna want to go on girls' trips. She gonna want to go on a trip with you.
right.
So
So,
that's a fact. And go ahead, Trash Smooth. Go ahead.
oh, all right. So I was just gonna say, for the most part, you got to understand that dude that's at home that I think All About You said it, that they're you know, that's just sitting there at the crib or whatever. Pretty much what those dudes are is utility, right? Women, that's the thing that women respect about dudes right now, is how much utility they can provide. And sometimes that's all they see you as, utility. They see you as means for that security and nothing more. When you tolerate that type of behavior, then you're set up for a terrible outcome. If a woman is not pouring into you, if a woman is not invested into you, that's the whole thing. Women are attached to what they're invested into, and I think that a lot of us set the tone for what women are going to be by what we accept in the beginning. When you're sitting there chasing a female who doesn't really want you as much, you are going to subconsciously tell her that she is above you. If you put a woman on a pedestal, she's looking down at you. Women don't respect men that they have to look down on. That's never going to happen. So I think that in the beginning, we should make sure that a woman wants to invest in us. You have to ask things of her sometimes and see if she'll do it naturally sometimes. But if she refuses to invest in you, then she refuses to grow an attachment to you. The only thing that she might be attached to is your utility. And that's finite, because as soon as she finds somebody else who she likes a little bit more, who has about what you have or greater, it's a wrap for you every single
Yep.
time.
That's
The
called the
biggest thing that
placeholder
you need to,
boyfriend.
right, there's a thing called attraction. And to me, I think that is the most important thing that you need to be concerned about with the woman, how much she is attracted to you. If she is attracted to something that's tethered to you, that's not as good. If she is attracted to the material things around you, if she is attached to the status, if she is attached to your money, then that shit is finite. She's eventually going to crave more. You're going to max out, or she'll become bored with it. She has to be attached to how your morale, your character, your charisma, just your personality in general. Things that you have that are static, that are part of you, not tethered to you.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
Trev, I
that's why.
want to add something to what you were saying. So, yeah, you brought up a whole lot of good points, and whoever's listening, take notes. Um, the point of this conversation, especially with what Trev just said, it's that the woman has to find something that's only you can provide. Only you. We're not talking about money, status, anything that's materialism. We're talking about what makes you somebody out of all the other men out there, out of all the other things that she could be doing. There's something about this one guy, this one person that she's interested in, that no other person could give that. Like there's only one Trev. Trev is himself. So if he has his own characteristics that that girl really enjoys about him, that's it. She's not going to get that from any other man. Also, another thing when Trev was talking about like making sure that woman like does things for you and whatnot, you got to put her to work, you know. And it may sound a little like, you know, for guys that don't deal with women like that, it may sound bad, but you got to put your girl to work. You know, make sure that she's doing things for you, that it keeps you. You're gonna always be on her mind. You know, it's like, oh, I need this from my. If you guys don't know, my name is Anthony. I need this. I'm letting her know, hey, you know, babe, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And she's like, okay. So in her mind, I got to get this done for Anthony. I got to get all these points and all these things that he's telling me. I got to get that done. Because when a woman's invested in you and she's going to work, that's when you really can rely on that person. That's when she's going to be sticking with you, and all that emotion that she's building is with you. It's not tied to your materialism. It's not tied to your money. It's not tied to the things you do for her. It's tied to you as a person. And that's what you need. Because if you don't have that, you don't have no relationship. You know, any other guy can step in if he has more money than you, or step in if he takes her out to more trips or does more things for her. That's not going to hold anything down. It has to be about you. Like my channel is called All About You. It's all about you. You got to make sure that your woman's operating like that. But yeah, that's all I got to say.
Yeah, everybody values what they invested in, and genuine desire is non-negotiable. For like, that's the main thing. That's non-negotiable. I tell men all the time, she has to have burning desire for you.
That's a fact.
I totally agree with you on that, Fame. The reason why I brought that up, the whole bachelorette party, is like, yo, a lot of X-rated things go down when they go to them joints, man. It's a 99.99% that she getting ran through by them, you know what I mean? By them
They got
dudes, you know what I mean? Putting in that work over there, you heard? So
they got
if
a
your
lot of male
girl
strippers
decides
that
to
made
go to
videos on it.
a bachelorette party, you best believe she getting bent over. Yeah. She getting bent over, man. That's almost a guarantee she getting bent over. What is wrong? You just don't know nothing about it, man. Know what I mean? And that's why I brought the thing up. Know what I mean? And yeah, man, like, yo, be aware of these things, man. You know what I mean? Understand your chick, who you dealing with, man, because you know, in today's day and age, man, the court system is not by your side. You know what I mean? The social construct demeans men within our society. So it's like, yo, you gotta be able to remain sucker free, man, and don't get caught up in the bond, man. Because when you're a man, ain't nobody coming to save you, man. Know what I mean? You got to get it out the mud, man. So it's important for you to stay sucker free out here. These hoes don't love you, nigga. Stay sucker free out here, you heard?
Fact. A woman that has that
pull up
mindset,
a
you can't
clip.
even date, bro.
Now, well, I'm gonna ask y'all. What happened?
Now, I'm saying a woman that even wants
What
to
you
do
said?
those things, you shouldn't date. You shouldn't even take them serious. A chick that even wants to go to a bachelor party.
She shouldn't even be considered.
Yeah, if
To
you
be
tell
a
me something like that, I'm
candidate,
gonna
you
think
know
she's
what I mean?
crazy.
But yeah. I mean, yo, it's nasty work what goes on in them parties, man. Birdie's born. Now, I'm gonna pull up this clip. Well, first, before I pull up this clip, right? Are y'all aware of the Gucci Walker situation?
You're talking about
On
Everest,
how he
right?
did it, in fact, like he videotaped this chick.
Nah,
Yeah, the dude.
Yeah.
Okay, his man's got locked up for false allegations. Know what I mean?
all right.
So what Gucci Walker did, he came through, recorded the conversation by her confessing that she lied to the authorities to get him deliberately locked up. I'm about to play the
Wow,
clip
that's
real quick,
crazy.
and then we'll expound on it. Hold up.
Victoria Everest. That's a name.
Yo, that's the content creator name, right? Yeah.
That's the lady who actually was formed the accusation. Yeah.
Damn, these false accusations is crazy.
Gucci Walker heard his friend's story and realized this couldn't be true. He knew his
Can
friend
y'all see
wouldn't do
it?
something like
Yeah,
this, so he
damn,
tried
so I
to
can
prove
never
his
hear your
innocence.
clips though.
So he went to Victoria's gym, befriended her, built trust with her, and secretly recorded her admitting to everything.
You can. I want to take him to the cleaners, babe. Yeah, but this is what I thought about. This is what I was funny. I thought about him. And you know I hate him because he's so much like me, and it annoys me.
And what she said was absolutely shocking.
But Victoria, listen to me carefully. Yeah. Your thing, your skill is that you can detect a victim you want and rate them. That's what you do. You enjoy doing that.
The thing is, he's going to go out continuing to fuck up girls' lives, yeah? With an assault charge and a rape charge. He'll think twice about what he does next time when he meets the next girl.
What do you want from that book?
So what? The guy lies for a living. Let him have a taste of his own medicine.
Damn, Russ, I can never hear your clips, bro.
Yo, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
But I mean, what about you, Caveman and Trev? Did you guys hear anything on the clip?
Yeah,
I heard it all, and I'm familiar with the story anyway, so I know everything that's going on. I saw her interview that she did, and everything that she said on that too. She tried to play victim.
I want to get your personal opinion on this, man. Like, yo, how crazy you think? How crazy you think that is? That Shorty lied to the authorities to get him locked up for that situation. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I think any woman that does false allegations should get locked up. If they find out she was lying, I think they should be in jail.
But you see that's common, and that's another situation where, you know, when we talk about a man who has security, that has a lot of money or has a lot of resources, you know, those are the men that women like that target, right? They're going to target somebody that they can take from. Look at Shannon Sharpe, keep it a buck, you know, messing with a young woman, you know, having a good time, and then all of a sudden, what happened? Right. He has to go to court and give up millions on a settlement based off of an allegation, based off of trouble that this woman decided, you know what, I want more from him, you know, because Shannon is an older man. He's like, what, mid-50s or late 50s? So, you know, retired NFL superstar, has a lot of success, a lot of things going on in his life. A young woman catches his eye, they get together, he starts paying her just for her time, which is another reason, you know, you guys, anyone who watches my content, you know this. I don't care if you're 70 years old. Make sure that you are a 70-year-old man that's desirable to some degree outside of your money, outside of what you can do. Because, you know, if a woman is only with you, regardless how young she may be, if she's only with you for what you can do for her, then you're going to probably have real terrible trouble down the line, because once she knows you're living a high status life, you got millions, you got all this stuff going on for you, she's going to try to take a piece of that pie. And what are you going to do? It's going to be your word against her word. The only difference is you're an older man and she's a young woman, so she could play that off. When you go to court, she didn't know any better. You were just manipulating her. You were just using her for her body. And then that's just what it is. You know, Shannon Sharpe got caught up. I think he lost like a millions. I forgot what it was, but he lost like deals that he had, and you know, it's just a shame. And now your name is tarnished from all the success, all the work that you put in. Now what? Now you have to do things on your own. You have to now rebuild yourself, and it's for what? For a young woman that you could have been with any other woman that wanted you, that would have actually liked you, but no, you chose a woman who just wanted what you had. You know, but yeah, that's pretty much my take on it.
You got to be careful with dealing with women that don't got nothing to lose.
Yo,
So,
I agree with you, fam. Yo, Trev, you on mute, but go ahead, start cooking.
so main thing, right? I think our biggest problem is that women are not held accountable for doing a fuckery. Women have realized that you got men doing what they call that motile and avoiding women and doing everything in their power to stay out of harm's way. Men are starting to become hip to the game that marriage ain't it. It's not advisable or even practical for that matter for me to be married to women once I've gotten to a certain place, because she has access to it and you will lick at that point, right? So they like, oh well shit, all I gotta do is deal with homie. I could throw some bullshit out there, tarnish his name, ruin him, and it's a go. With no evidence or very little evidence, a lot of times it'll still stick and there's no accountability. What I think should happen is whatever time bro was facing, you lose the case, you got to do that fucking time. I don't care if his charges could have went to 15 years, you need to do 15 years, you lying ass such and such. That I think we got to hold them accountable. We don't shame them. Everybody jumped on and said, oh well, forget that this woman is pretty much extorting homeboy. That's what that was. That was extortion, and she should have been charged for that. Instead of that, she's like, oh well, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead, I'm gonna leak this, I'm gonna charge you, and his life is already ruined, and he still paid her, which was dumb. He might as well afford it through, and then I would have got her with a civil suit. We have to start holding these women accountable. He already lost everything. He should have, if he's already dumb enough to deal with the broad on the terms that he did and not cover himself. So he did some things that were questionable, okay, but it's not illegal. Nothing he did was illegal, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to commit a crime to get your life ruined by a woman. Just the sheer proximity of a woman sometimes can ruin you, right? And there's no accountability of it. As far as the video is concerned, I saw what she tried to do. She got online after that and tried to call herself a victim. She explained how she was raped as a child and was abused, and watched her mother get dragged by the hair and beaten black and blue, and every man who she ever went to was abusive, and a whole bunch of nonsense so we could try to understand her. Fortunately, she was charged. If you would have just watched that video, or even if you would have watched that video first, she was pretty convincing, man. Like she got it. I think she should probably try her hand as an actor, right? I'm talking about Victoria. She should try her hand as Victoria Everest. She should try her hand as an actor, because she is actually pretty good at it. And I was looking, I was like, damn, this is compelling, right? And I'm like, damn, I know all the women watching this is like, oh wow. Once they see that, not all, but a very good portion of them are going to be like, damn, yeah, I know about these abusive men, these evil, nasty, disgusting, nefarious men. And so she tried to jam that in there and said, well, she didn't even know the dude, but she was dumb too, because she only knew homeboy for about 48 hours before she spilled her guts. She don't drink, so she like vegan and all that. She don't even drink. So I'm wondering, like, damn, how the hell she just started talking like this? Bro came in with a little riz, and she was over there giving it up. You know what I'm saying? He said he only knew her for like 48 hours, and she talking all this to bro. So it just lets you know that they're stupid. And she literally went through the whole thing about how she set bro up, got him falsely arrested, and his life could have been thrown away if bro ain't come to the rescue. He had to be Captain Saver bro at this point. And if he didn't, bro would be in there, you know what I mean, sharing a room with who knows what, living his best life in prison for nothing, because this woman was scorned, because she had a great disdain for men because of her past experiences. And I think I encourage men to protect yourself by any means. One thing that you should always do, even when you jump off with a female, if that's what you're going to do, I don't encourage it, but I believe that there is a right way to do the wrong thing if you must. Right? I think that you should always have exit text. I think you should always be in contact with them, have pleasantries after the woman leaves, because it looks really stupid when a woman would say, like, blowing kissy faces or responding to you in a manner after the fact, right? Mm-hmm. All of that sliding and then just like leaving them alone and leaving them on red and all that. We got to stop doing that because these women are now able to weaponize the court system against us more than you just losing a case in child support. Now they have found new, more savvy ways that are available to their disposal to be able to destroy a man's livelihood, to destroy a man's life, to rip him away from his children, to rip him away from his finances, and detach all his hard work that he's ever done for nothing. So I would encourage men, just be very careful with a lot of this women who aren't virtuous when we dealing with them. If that's what you're going through, then you have to do it a certain way. You have to be very careful because all it takes is one little lie, as we saw it with Amber Heard, we saw it with Bro, and to me, I saw it with Shannon Sharpe after I saw the messages, and countless men who were falsely accused of, just the most heinous things, and it will stick in the court system. When you versus women, you are guilty until proven innocent, regardless of how it's listed.
Yeah, and it's funny how you mentioned Anna Heard, because it's like that's another situation where, this woman, if you weren't a Johnny Depp, like you would have been screwed. Let's be real. We saw what it took for a man of his stature, somebody that has been a pillar for pretty much generations, as an actor, as a performer, and luckily he had a good following back him up. Even many women were backing him up, but that's rare. In a lot of cases, when a woman is accusing you of something, especially if you're in a celebrity, environment, you're pretty much screwed onto proven, like you said, you're proven guilty onto proven, you're guilty onto proven innocent, instead of the other way around. And that's the problem, and it sucks because with the way the court systems are, it's not easy to defend yourself. Like you have to actually put in the work, and you have to kind of cover your own ass in order to mitigate the amount of damage any woman could do to you. And that's sad because when you go to a court system, you expect to be treated somewhat fair, and it's not the case. Depending on the situation, you could very well, just get canned, even if you're innocent, just because of the nature of the case. And a lot of these situations are women are the ones putting these men where they're at, so it just, men got to be very careful. That's all I got to say on that.
And a lot of men, like the average man, don't got the resources to fight those cases like that, because these are happening to celebrities, and they're barely making it out. So imagine that if this happens to the average guy, they ain't got the money and the resources to fight that.
You're cooked.
And it happens so many times, so many men's lives ruined, and then later on you find out they was innocent. It's crazy, and then the girl gets no time, not held accountable for what she did. Is bugged out.
Yo, do you think women have an idea on? Because when you behind the wall for, if you got that on your jacket and you're behind the wall, that's a death sentence in itself. Because there is a street moral compass behind the wall, believe it or not. And like, yo, dudes that's accused of that kind of allegations go through the ringer behind the wall, man. Like, do you think women got an idea on the and even, let's just say you beat the charges, right, and you prove your innocence, that stigma still sticks to you. It doesn't go away, even though you've been proven innocent. Like, do you think understand the ripple effect, the negative ripple effect that when somebody is falsely accused of something like that?
Yeah, if you're in prison, period, it's going to do some damage to your mental. But with that, they go through a lot, and I don't think women actually care about that. If she's willing to lie to put you in there, she don't care what you go through when you in behind the wall. But yeah, I think it does damage. It damages your mental. Your life is going to take a little back seat. But it's on you to get yourself right, though. Don't let it. Now
that's a fact. Even if you don't do jail, like what you just said, it's a situation where your name is tarnished. If you were accused of something and you don't do no time, and things still go somewhat in your favor, that allegation is always going to stand with you. Look at Will Smith, for example. Even though he wasn't accused of doing anything wrong, you know, Jada made a mess of that relationship. And a lot of people don't really think about Will Smith as far as his legacy is concerned, all the movies he's done, you know, the music and all of the things that he's accomplished. Now, when you think of Will Smith, you think of Jada, you think of the entanglement, you think of him being pretty much played stupid, you think of him smacking the shit out of Chris Rock, you think of that type of stuff where it's like, wow, where all the stuff he really did, all that work, you know, he still did it, but you're not really thinking of it. And if the average person really can't view Will Smith entirely, that just shows you that the wrong women you get, you know, you get involved with, they can leave a mark that's very hard. They can leave a stain that's very hard to clean off. And it's how much you can do. But yeah.
Yo, I'm about to kill this joint, man. We about to hit the 2-hour mark, man. So let me get everybody's last words before we peel out.
It's always a pleasure, Rush. You know, can't wait for the next one. You know where to find me on Instagram, The Real Famous, YouTube channel, Famous Hip Hop. You can check out the Sucker Free site for merch.
As you guys know, Modern Caveman. You can find me on IG. You can find me on TikTok. I had a previous account on there, got taken down by some radical feminists and just a lot of stuff. There was a lot of things going on that.
Damn, all y'all getting y'all shit taken down. Trav said the same thing.
Nah, it's a fact, because, you know, when you do this type of content, even what we're talking about, you know, you're going to have the opposition, you know, you're going to have the they're ready to try to take that down, because anything that has to do with female empowerment, even if it's at the cost of a man's livelihood, even if it's at the cost of men, they want that. They don't want any resistance against the bullshit that they put men through, you know, and essentially we are the resistance, right? When you see all these platforms, whatever podcast, Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate, you know, regardless if some of these men are extreme, that's the resistance. We're the guys that are making sure that at least on some level there's a fight back. There's a stance for men. There's a stance for men's rights. You know, because a lot of women they think that, oh, men have all these rights. Well, not anymore. A lot of that shit has been taken away. But anyways, you know, like I said, you could also look up my YouTube channel, All About You. And yeah, it was a pleasure, man. Glad to be a part of the show.
You know what? Just what y'all said kind of made me just want to do something, like, because man, people, especially what you just said, Caveman, like, this is, women feel like we're disposable, right? Like we're expendable. And I think that we need to choose a day out of the year where all men go dark. All men go dark, right? Where we do nothing. None of us go to work.
Longer than a day. I think longer than a day.
No, we killing the stock market. I'm telling you, we only need to give them a taste of it. They just need to understand that we're not playing. We start with a day. I'm telling you, one day it'll cause a ripple effect, bro. If we just stay home and then don't do nothing, and I'm not even playing Xbox. I'm staying home and I'm just touching grass. I might be playing basketball with my kids. I'm not going to no stores. I'm not doing anything. I'm not getting gas. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not going to work. I'm going to just be Al Bundy with my hands in my pants after he get home. That's what I'm doing. Nothing that day. I think if we organize and took a day out of the year for everybody, Men Dark Day, it's over. It's over. I'm not posting nothing that day. I'm not contributing to society that day. I'm not watching nothing that day. Anything I am looking at is bootleg. You know what I'm saying? I'm supporting nothing. I'm not contributing to the system, period. Straight up boycott, where men just, so people could see what this should look like, where people could try to be like, oh, damn, you call for tech support, they don't exist. You want to go to the grocery store, that don't exist. You want to get gas, that don't exist. Anything that we do, you can't get it done to show people how much we really count. When you calling for service because your electric out, can't do it. Your internet ain't working, can't do it. You need to go to the Apple store, can't do it. Everybody's short. I'm just telling you, if we took one day out of there, I don't care if we take the day off in advance, don't do nothing. Just go dark on their asses. And I don't think that they would feel like we were expendable. But I appreciate y'all for inviting me on. It's been a pleasure for sure. Everybody know where to follow me. My Trash Smootho, anything, including if you're talking about YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, everything. If you put it in exactly as this list is here, you're gonna find me. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming through too, Trav. We appreciate you, man. Word is born, man. And yo, keep dropping your content, man. It's needed, man. These young men need to get hip to the game on how to move in life, man. And you're doing a great job letting them know what's going on. I mean,
That's a fact.
yo, it's your boy Rush getting ready to word. It's your boy Rush getting ready to sign out. This show's officially over. Yo, thank you guys for coming through again, man. Seek wisdom, practice humility, and always remain sucker free. You heard? I'm out.
Why?